Hey guys, welcome back to another cyber hack. So today I'm going to be discussing a little bit about the current job market and my situation and others that have communicated with me and what's going on. Well, the primary issue here is that I'm being rejected left and right. I'm getting emails every other day about you don't seem to fit our criteria, and I hope your search goes well, and blah blah blah. So all that usually comes in. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, and it's like right now it's like those people that used to leave flyers in front of your apartment door or whatever for like the supermarket. It just becomes like like, ugh, what is all this, right? It's not only the supermarket, but then you get all these nonsense flyers that people used to print out and throw. Anyway, off topic. Point is that there is a list of jobs that are still on the market, but for some reason, it's getting harder and harder to land a position. Is it because it's the time of the year? Like we're towards the end of the year and the holidays are here and no one's really looking to fill any positions until they're like secured next, like first quarter or second quarter of next year, which doesn't make sense, right? Because at the same rate where I'm getting rejections, I literally just, my company that I've interviewed for someone to fill, we just gave them an offer. But in the defense of all that, this person is a lot more junior. So salary compensation isn't as high. But on the flip side of all that, there are positions open for beginners or intermediates. Not so much the advanced level. Now, if you're lucky enough, possibly, all right, possibly. So what is my point today? Well, there's a couple of things. While I'm going through this crazy amount of like rejections, not even a single interview in sight compared to like the last 2 months where I was getting interviews back to back. Now, I've also told you that I do this for fun, so I can make content like this just to see and touch and feel what the market is like out there. And so far, what I've been noticing is that people are not responding to me for whatever reason. You know, even with my certifications, the my CISSP and Security Plus and all the other nonsense, whatever Mandiant training I've gotten, threat hunting and uh, proprietary vendor certifications and training that I've had, and nothing is biting. Maybe it's just me at this point. But anyway, what I wanted to go through was that because of all that, and because of my new job that I've been here for over a month now, I have decided to go forward with my uh, OSCP training, studying, right? I do have the CEH exam coming up, which I've been casually reading and watching videos throughout the last couple of months, I believe. Yeah, it should be been a couple of months now, and I just progression, right? Am I paying out of pocket for all this? I did, because it's a small investment. I mean, yeah, its exam it's expensive, but it's a small price to pay to better yourself if you have the resources. Now, if your company is willing to, proactively compensate you for that, that'd be great. I mean, I'm hoping that once I pass these exams as well, that I can, put in a request to get reimbursed for all that because I'm helping the company at the same time I'm helping myself, right? So the more knowledge I draw on myself, I'm bringing back and utilizing that on my job. But point being is that the current market, which I'm looking at right now, as far as jobs, they're listed. You'll never come on to whether it's LinkedIn or anywhere else and see that jobs are not posted, which is highly unlikely. But what I do know for certain sectors that you're looking at, like this one right here in particular, this is a very specific New York City agency position. I know it's listed here, but I also know New York City, across the whole New York City, all agencies are on a freeze of hiring. So they're not even entertaining this position. this position has been posted here for months, if not uh, probably almost a year at this point. And I know that for a fact because I usually keep tabs on the people I still communicate with that's part of the agencies. But I can't speak for all these other positions. But what another thing I have noticed is that some of these salaries for the type of role that they're asking for, it seems like the salary has been coming back down a little bit more now. Not tremendously, but by like small percentages. And if I had to say like small percentages, I'm talking about like 3 to 5%, where the salaries is coming down a little bit more. And I've been noticing that because it's like now when you're it almost seemed like a couple months back or half a year ago or even a year ago, the salary was so inflated. And now the market has been saturated with a lot more talent or people being, uh, open on the market because of layoffs or, there was a tremendous amount of layoffs recently when VMware got acquired by Broadcom, right? So, and that's like daily news kind of thing on the technical world. You don't know what departments these people were laid off, but you just know there were thousands of jobs that were laid off, and these people have talent. And because of that, there's a big pool of people looking for jobs now, right? So if I was any one of these companies and I post a job and I notice like an influx of people who are applying for it, I have the ability, I have the stronger stance as an employer now to say, you know what? It's like I got 100 different applicants. I'm going to throw out a lowball offer and see who bites because someone is going to be desperate. Now, that someone being desperate does not mean you're getting the best talent. Possibly, but that doesn't always equate, right? But then also on the flip side to all that, just because you're paying top dollars doesn't mean you're going to be getting someone who's going to be top notch unless your filtering process or your interview process is really that good where you're going to be able to determine within a half an hour or an hour that this person is going to be the most perfect fit for the organization. And and when I say perfect fit, I mean there's a lot of criterias usually I look for when filling a position, right? I mean, you have to see what type of person they are, the engagement, the communication, and on top of all that, it's the knowledge and the ability to adapt and the ability to continually, progressively better themselves by learning and adapting to troubleshooting skills or, whatever it is, right? So I think because of that, it's a combination of things, right? It shifts the entire, uh, atmosphere in a way, and I say atmosphere, but like in this industry, in a way where there's more talent in the pool, and uh, people who are hiring organizations are in the advantage, right? You ever heard of like when you're buying a house and there's always like a seller's market and there's just a buyer's market, right? Right now, it's a seller's market, right? Because you could get top dollars for your house right now. The inflation has increased your house prices by like 3 4 years of inflation, and but it's a so it's a seller's market. But and the on the other side of that, like as a buyer, you're like, oh my god, the interest rate is so high. But how's that benefiting the seller if the interest rate is so high and I'm reluctant to even get a loan because I know I'm going to be paying so much more on top of the expensive house already, right? So as a seller, you kind of have to you could dumb down the price, right? Kind of dumb down the price, almost like I guess the analogy is almost the same, right? Because I do a lot of real estate too on the side. Cybersecurity is definitely one of my passion, but real estate is just as much as another passion. And I love talking about real estate too, just as much as I like talking about cybersecurity stuff. So, so organizations is it's a organization market. It's a hiring market, right? Because Now we can get to pick and choose who we want because the job market is so flooded with talent and they're looking for jobs. And we can also bring down the salary requirements or bring down the salary being offered for these positions, which doesn't mean that you can't go out and find a job that meets your expectation of a salary. But in essence, when organizations give a range, they tend to obviously give the range to entice people to apply, but really brings that back down. Now, if you ever sat through, and I'm going to give you a prime example of what all that means. If you ever sat through a performance review, it's like, and you've probably seen it on Instagram and TikTok and all these other videos, social media platforms where you can never hit the top of exceeding your expectation. If you're exceeding your expectation, you're like putting in more than 40 hours a week. You're going up and above and beyond to like kiss and shine someone else's shoes. Uh, and to get to that point where you're exceeding expectation to get a higher bonus or get some ridiculous kind of compensation for it is really, really rare, right? Usually most people just meets expectation unless you really have a great manager or a great boss or a great company and they really acknowledge everything that you do. That's better. But I've been in places where, even for performance wise, they just nitpick at one thing and they just keep on going at it, right? Like you could do 50 things awesome and then you come back and say, and they could come back and say, one little thing and they'll just keep on going at it. Like, that one time you forgot to follow up and, this happened. It wasn't even that critical. It's just like, you know, and they use that against you because they don't want you to get that exceed expectation. Because if you exceed expectation, then you're gonna get like another pizza pie all to yourself. Like they don't want that. They want you to split that pizza pie. Actually, they want you to split that piece of slice with your other coworkers. So, um, that's it. So the other thing was I forgot to show you guys is that I'm studying for the OSCP, and it's just to better myself. Now that I'm in this industry with the, pen testers and that I manage, and I love managing them, the great team, I'm learning a lot. But I've never done the red team side. I've always been on the blue team. So OffSec and I've been, utilizing my hack the box skills by practicing on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just want to make sure that you guys don't don't feel like this is the end, right? Like, oh, there's too many people looking for a cybersecurity job. I'll never land one. Don't ever think that. Just keep on bettering yourself. Make sure you study. If you can't afford these trainings sometimes, all you have to do is buy a used book that someone that has already, if you follow someone on Discord or Twitter or whatever, after they make a post about they passed the exam, like let's just say OSCP or let's just say CISSP or Security Plus, reach out to them and be like, hey, you still have all your resources? Like, can I buy it off of you? And they'll sell it to you a lot cheaper because you know why? I've done it, right? People reach out to me after I posted up on LinkedIn that I passed my CISSP and they were like, hey, which books did you use? And, since we know each other, it's like, hey, can I buy it off of you? I was like, sure, and some of the times I just take it, right? Because it's like I just want you to better yourself as well. Um, Even though I had a cost into going into it, buying my own resources and all that, but it really depends. It really depends on the person. So that's pretty much it, guys. This was a reassurance that only good things are going to come ahead, right? 2024 hasn't happened yet. Just wait for that. I feel like the market is going to shift again and, people are going to get hired left and right because cybersecurity is not only because it's in demand, it will forever be in demand. And you still need a human in that position because it's critical thinking. AI can't do critical thinking. Not yet, at least. So we'll leave it at that. And I want to thank you guys for always supporting this channel, and I appreciate it. And hopefully my audio, and I'm just trying to reorganize my studio here and the equipment, modifying it, making little tweaks to make sure that the audio is coming through okay. And the video camera may not be the perfect thing, but I'm looking to invest in something a lot better. So hopefully that all works out going ahead. And I just want to say good luck to everyone and make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again really soon.